So it's official, Nezha is returning in just a couple of days' time in the newest Dragonmaster Pass. So I use Nezha as part of my team, and Nezha is a divine earth and water dragon, which may be just the dragon that some people need to finish off their dungeon team. But this is all confirmed because we have all of the milestones that have been revealed for the new Dragonmaster Pass for December. And in the same way that the Loki dragon tokens are available right now, Nezha's breeding tokens will be available at 10,000 up to 15,000 points. And you'll get a breeding token for each 1,000 points from 10,000 onwards. So this does mean that if you're going to buy the Dragonmaster Pass, you're going to have to get at least 10,000 points. Which, if you're like me and you don't bother, you're not going to hit it. But just like with Loki, you'd need to get up to these milestones at the end, and then you'll be able to have a chance to get Nezha, but then you still have to actually breed them. So keep that in mind. On top of that, we do also have the brand new Frost Spirit Dragon that will be coming in this next Dragonmaster Pass, and honestly, very fitting for winter, and he's a very pretty boy, so I kind of like him. And on top of that, we do also have Pansy Flower coming back, who is a dragon that's been available quite a few times, so wouldn't really buy it for just him. We also have the legendary Capricorn dragon coming in this Dragonmaster Pass as well, which of course is one of the dragons of the month. He's a legendary earth and water dragon. So they've got the legendary earth and water dragon, and they've got the divine earth and water dragon in the same Dragonmaster Pass, which just makes Capricorn even more worthless. But all of them are here. So essentially we've got Elemental Dragon, Pansy Flower's breeding token, Capricorn's breeding token, all of the pieces for Frost Spirit, then those Nezha breeding tokens, and then of course all the other extra stuff like extra den relics, premium sigil chests, all that sort of thing. So they're still coming back, but those are all of the dragons that you'll be able to get if you purchase the next Dragonmaster Pass. You won't be able to get any of these if you don't purchase the premium pass, so keep all of that in mind. So, this does mean that if you are going to try and breed to get up to a really high point milestone, then one of the combinations that you can use is Dust plus Fire, because this is actually, I believe, the best combination out there for breeding epics. Because look, you can get Earth, you can get the Elephant, you can get the Harpy Dragon, there's also Tribal in there, and then the rest of the outcomes have really short breeding times, so you just click Get Duplicate, get Dragonmaster points, and that's how you can very quickly get some bonus points. If you do have 2 breeding dens active, and you know, we're not in the middle of the Divine Fest that is about to come up for Christmas, then you can activate in your second breeding den the Lava plus Wind combo as well, because I was using that, but Dust plus Fire is better if it's your only combo going. If you need to have 2, then you can go Dust plus Fire plus Lava plus Wind, and then you should easily be able to get up to the max milestone as long as you're logging in frequently. I just don't bother because I don't care enough. I've been way too busy with other games to care enough to log in to do all of that funky business. I don't even have VIP active right now. That's how stingy I'm being. Look, when the Divine event comes, I'm sure that will change. But right now, this is what's going on in DML. But you know, the main benefit of Nezha coming out is the fact that, you know, anyone that was waiting on an Earth Divine or a Water Divine, you finally have that opportunity. But then this does beg the question, is the upcoming Divine event going to have a Divine Earth Dragon in it or not? And if they don't actually announce what's coming in the upcoming Divine event, while the sale period for the Dragonmaster Pass is out, you're probably going to have to take a risk. Because either if you really, really, really want a Divine Ancient, and you don't mind, say, spending on the Dragonmaster Pass, you take the risk, potentially, of purchasing the pass for Nezha, but then we may get an Earth Divine in the upcoming event. So what are you actually supposed to do? It's a gamble at this point. Until we actually get the full event details for the upcoming Divine event, which we know is coming for Christmas, there's no actual way to tell whether purchasing the Dragonmaster Pass for Nezha is going to be worth it. Because you might be able to get that other Divine Ancient, Divine Earth, if it happens. You could be able to get that for free. Maybe. We don't know yet. So there's a lot of maybes, what ifs, and we don't knows right now. But we do know that Nezha is 100% guaranteed returning, so that is one thing to keep in mind. So, I don't know what you're going to choose. I'm probably not going to purchase this Dragonmaster Pass either, because the last time I bought one was, I think, for the Penguin Dragon. That was a long while ago now. But make sure that you've got at least one breeding den open, because again, it's all fine and dandy getting the rest of the rewards, because some of them are still decent, like the extra den relics, the sigil chests, but getting up to 10,000 if you're a new player, trust me, it is not that simple if you're trying to breed other things at the same time. You basically need 3 breeding dens to be able to get up there, and you have to be logging in all the time. Like, with these breedings, they might be like an hour and a half, an hour, 30 minutes. You're gonna have to be logging in very, very frequently to be able to get up to those points. So, that's just my warning to you. If you're not sure you're gonna make it up to 15,000, you probably shouldn't buy it. And on top of that, do not forget that you're still gonna have to breed Nezha. And like with Loki, it said for a limited time you have a 2% chance. So 2% isn't ridiculously high, it's also not ridiculously low. But if you don't have, say, double egg relics to use during these time frames when you unlock the tokens, you might not even get Nezha. So basically you're spending for a chance to breed Nezha. So I'm just giving you that warning. Do I think that it's a good idea to buy it overall? Potentially. Again, if you're someone that knows that you can definitely hit those milestones, and generally speaking you're quite successful with breeding dragons of the month and such, you'll probably be fine. If you're a brand new player and you barely know what's going on, it's very tempting. And getting Nezha early on would be so very big. But at the same time, you don't want to waste your money. And with the Premium Pass, do remember that it goes on sale at the beginning of the Premium Pass period, so you don't want to leave it too long and then have to pay full price. Because like if I try and buy it now, it's going to be £8.40p. That's British pounds. So at the beginning, it does go on sale for I think it's about £3, which is quite a lot cheaper. And that's the time when you'd want to be purchasing it when it does come out. So, a lot of things to keep in mind as to whether you're going to buy this, but obviously I use Nezha. I use Nezha for all the dungeon grinding, I use Nezha in the arena, I use Nezha for everything in-game, along with my other 2 dragons. But Nezha is not the perfect dragon, I will say, because Nezha has 3 roles in my team, for example. However, if you put Nezha together with, say, Homala, I can actually see it working out really well. Because then Homala could be, say, the Leecher and the Healer, and then maybe Nezha can be the Blesser and the Shielder, and then if you had a different AoE dragon that, say, had Fire, you'd probably have a really solid team. That's just one potential team there. You know, you could pick any number of different teams considering how many dragons we have in game, but that's just one potential team that I could see working well in the dungeon. But, you know, Nezha does have those key elements. They have the divine, they have the water, they have the earth. You get the best value out of Nezha if Nezha doesn't have 3 jobs to do. Because if Nezha gets, say, frightened or dazzled or really anything happens to Nezha that's like a negative effect, it really does affect the chances of my dungeon run continuing. So that's coming from a Nezha user. Just be aware of that before you just go, oh my god, Nezha's the best because it has every element I need. Think about it before you do that. There is some nuance, so keep all of that in mind. I do wish you the best. If you are going to purchase it, make sure you're ready to breed. If you're not going to purchase it, good luck. I hope that there are some decent divines coming up in that Christmas Divine Fest event. I'm just mostly sad about the fact that I'm not going to be able to get Frost Spirit because he is very pretty. Not that Frost Spirit is going to be like a decent team dragon, because it's not an ancient or a divine, but very pretty, icy boy. But anyway, I'm going to go and get ready for Pokemon shiny hunting, because man, I have some big shiny hunts that I want to go and get my claws sunk into. But again, you can check all the stats for these dragons on the DML wiki. Nezha also, all things considered, doesn't have very high stats. 72 attack, 266 health. So that's something else to keep in mind. Like, for example, Capricorn's got 70 attack, 264 health. So the stats on Nezha are not actually that much better than Capricorn. It's mainly because Nezha has the Bless, which makes Nezha good, because it has Bless. But obviously, compared to Ancient Divines with their stats, Nezha doesn't come close to that. So obviously, if you had a Bahajir, he'd probably be better. But if you just need a specific element, Earth or Divine, you know, Nezha's a good option. But anyhow, I do wish you the very best, and I hope that I will see you again soon. Ciao.